she leads a lot of women empowerment activities in India, and also she travels around the world empowering youth and women. So from here she is going to a festival called Bhakti Fest in California, where there'll be a lot of Western audiences, and she'll be doing kirtan. She's also accomplished classical dancer and does very amazing kirtan. Today she is going to talk on the topic of prayers are our only safety net. So we hope that you will enjoy this session and hopefully take back some practical prayers and some practical learnings from her own learnings. Also behind there, we'll soon be arranging a book table, but not a book table, but a table with some of the things that she has brought from India that are made by tribal women in a place called Govardhan Eco Village. So please feel free to take a look as you are either exiting or entering the temple. Thank you so much. Welcome, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Nandrani. So I'm really very happy to be here, and today's topic is prayer. So we will start with a bhajan. This is a bhajan which is from the book Prarthana by Narottam Das Thakur, and this bhajan is glorifying Vrindavan Dham. So if those who want to follow, please follow this bhajan, Vrindavana Ramya Sthana. Everybody knows this bhajan, Vrindavana Ramya Sthana? Yeah, please try to follow. Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. आवृत कालिंदी नीरे राजा हंस केली कोरे ताहे शोभे कनक कमाला. आवृत कालिंदी राजा हंस केली कोरे ताहे शोभे कनक कमाला. वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्य चिंतामणि धाम रतन मंदिर मनोहर. एवरीवन, वृंदावन रम्य स्थान तारा मध्ये हेमपीठ अष्टदले बेसित अष्टदले प्रधान नायिका तारा तारा मध्ये रत्नासने बोसियाचे दुई जने श्याम संगे सुंदरी राधिका वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्य चिंतामणि धाम रतन मंदिर मनोहर रूप लावण्य राशी आमिया पोडीचे खासी हास्य परिहास संभाषणे नरोत्तम दास कोय नित्य लीला सुख मोय सदाई स्फूर्वक मोरा माने नरोत्तम दास कोय वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्य चिंतामणि धाम रतन मंदिर मनोहर वृंदावन वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्य चिंतामणि धाम रतन मंदिर मनोहर वृंदावन रम्य हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Jaya Radha, Nila Madhav Radha, Nila Madhav Radhe. Jaya Radha, Nila Madhav Radha, Nila Madhav Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Haribo. Hare Krishna. We'll start with the prayers. Everyone, please close your eyes. We're going to pray. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा। Please put your hands up. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. You'd like to come little closer? Whoever's. Mataji. Hare Krishna. So I would like to thank the devotees from this wonderful temple, Seattle, Shri Neela Madhav, for allowing me this opportunity to come and share with all of you. The topic that we are going to talk about today is prayer, our safety net. So as we were hearing from this bhajan from the great acharyas like Narottam Das Thakur and Bhakti Vinod Thakur, they have in their bhajans expressed their prayers to the Lord, and they have taught us how we can express our emotions or our love for the Lord through the medium of prayers. Just like we have a conversation or talk when we want to share our feelings, we speak to each other. You know, we have a different way of how we relate with each other depending on our relationship. When we are with friends, we joke with them. We express our friendship to them in a way equally. When somebody who's younger to us, we express our love to them in a particular way. And when somebody is elder to us, we express our love in a more respectful way. But when we are expressing ourselves to God, the divine, then it is called a prayer. When we are expressing our heart. So basically prayer is nothing but a communication from our heart to the divine heart. So prayer is like a natural way of connecting. And we see that when we come into this material world, most of us, we are looking for some happiness. We are looking for that connection. Many times we see so many of the issues that we see among people is because of lack of connection. Everyone is looking for that connection where you can share your feelings, share your emotions, share your love in a way where you will not be judged, in a transparent way. Everyone is looking for that kind of relationship. But unfortunately, so many times we get disappointed, isn't it? In this world, we are mostly disappointed when we are trying to look for that connection, because that is the need of the soul. As spirit souls, each one of us has come into this material world because we have only one desire, and that is to give love and to receive love. That is the nature of each one of us. So we are looking for this connection. But in this world, mostly we face disappointments. But when we start our spiritual path, when we come into the path of bhakti, the best way we can connect, we feel that connection revived through this process of bhakti, because we can feel that connection with Krishna, not in a complete way, but at least a little semblance of it. I think each one of us who has come into this path of bhakti, we can really experience that connection with Krishna to some extent. And as we progress in the path of bhakti, our connection goes on increasing. Because the Shastras, Krishna says that, the Acharyas have said that the path towards connection with Krishna starts with one little step, and that is Ado Shraddha. That is like the beginning of our spiritual life, is we start with little bit of faith. And that faith brings us in this Sangha, where we can come together and practice the process of bhakti. And as we come in the association of devotees, then comes the most important part, that is anartha nivritti. All the anarthas that we have been carrying with us since time immemorial. We have so many anarthas which we are carrying with us, and the way to slowly purify all those anarthas is by the process of coming in the association of devotees and engaging in this process of bhakti, which is nothing but a process of connecting with the divine. And Srila Prabhupada has given us this wonderful process, the best prayer in this age of Kali Yuga, the best way to connect to Krishna, the best prayer that we can have is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which we just all chanted together 3 times, it is a very, very powerful prayer, which is the most potent prayer in this age of Kali Yuga. It has been given to us, passed on to us by our disciplic succession. And it is said in the Upanishads, actually there is a special Upanishad known as Kali Santaran Upanishad. And in that Upanishad, this Mahamantra was given by Lord Brahma himself to Narad Muni. And it was given when Narad Muni asked this question to Brahma, that what is the hope for all the people who are living in Kali Yuga, in this age of darkness, and covered with so much ignorance? What is the hope for them? What will give them that means by which they can get free from this cycle of birth and death? At that time, in this Kalina Santaran Upanishad, Brahmaji replies to Narad Muni and he says, Iti Shodashakam Namnam Kali Kalmasha Nashanam Nato Parataro Upaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. So all the Vedas are pointing towards, or the conclusion of all the Vedas is only one, that this 16-letter mantra is so powerful that it can completely nullify or destroy the ill effects of Kali Yuga. And what are the ill effects of Kali Yuga? There are 2 main qualities of Kali Yuga, which each one of us face every day and day out. And if you just open the newspapers, you will see. One is quarrel, wars, right? So there is never a time in the civilization where there has never been wars or quarrels, or even petty quarrels, or even within family. So quarrel is like the nature of this age of Kali Yuga. And each one of us is suffering because of that, right? It causes so much mental unrest. And another quality of this age is hypocrisy, right? People showing what they are not, or running after things just for, showing, like a So this is the nature of this material world, and we are living in a society and we are surrounded by these two qualities, and we experience that day in and day out. So how can we protect ourselves from the ill effects of Kali Yuga, which is, I'm sorry to say, I know it sounds pessimistic, but it's not really going to uh, change, because this Kali Yuga is progressing every day. We are in the age of darkness, but there is one great quality. Kaler doshe nidhe rajan asti eko mahan guna kirtanad eva krishnasya. What is the last line? Kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sanga param vrajet. Yeah, so the hope and this wonderful news is that though this age of Kali Yuga that we are living in is full of so many faults, it is like the most difficult age to be in, but it has one greatest advantage, because the same process which used to take thousands of years, that is to realize or connect with the divine, earlier in ages, in the Satyuga and the earlier ages, people had to meditate for thousands of years to connect with God, to connect with the divine. Imagine, can any one of us even sit for 5 minutes straight? It's so difficult, right? And people had to do yagyas with all pure ingredients. We don't even have that facility. Here, to get ghee, it must be really so expensive to pour in the yagya. So that also is not possible. Building big temples in the Dwapar Yuga, that was the way to connect to God. That also is so difficult now. So in this age, the easiest method is Kirtanad eva Krishnasya. Just chanting the names of Krishna in Kirtan, which we just did together, is the most powerful way to connect with the Lord. It is the best form of prayer. And just by that, you can nullify all the ill effects of Kali Yuga. So the best protection, the safety net that Krishna has given us, we have been blessed, is that by the power of the holy name, we can get this safety, protection, like protecting us from the ill effects of Kali Yuga, which is all around us. But Prabhupada used to tell, a devotee should be like a lotus flower. Like being how a lotus is blooming, but it's surrounded by muddy waters and, like dirty water. But in that, it blooms. And the leaves of the lotus is such that no dirty water stays on it. It doesn't take it. It just rolls off it. So when we take to this process of bhakti and when we chant Hare Krishna, which is the ultimate prayer, it gives us that protection. It gives us that, and each one of us must have experienced that to some extent, to the level that we take the shelter of the holy name. We will experience that as soon as we came into the process of Krishna consciousness, where we started chanting, somehow the effect of which used to affect us a lot earlier, all those things which used to disturb us a lot, definitely it reduces after some time, after we start. And all the anarthas that were troubling us before, we are able to easily overcome those. So we see that by prayer, we can get strength to overcome the weakness of our mind. Because most of the anarthas are because of our mind being weakened due to so many, such as, they are like weeds. You know what is weeds? When you are growing a beautiful garden, the weeds are growing along with the beautiful plants, flowering plants that you plant. You know, always you'll see weeds growing along with it. And every time you pour water, those weeds are also growing. But every now and then you have to pull out those weeds. You have to remove those weeds. So these weeds are like those anarthas of, there are 6 weeds, 6 anarthas which we are all affected by, which is anger, greed, pride, envy, attachment. So these are there. We are carrying it since time immemorial actually. But one thing we can say that as we take to the process of bhakti, we are able to identify these anarthas very easily. Otherwise, before you came into this path of bhakti, you may be getting angry, you may be greedy or envious, but you are not even realizing it. We don't even understand that we have all these anarthas. It's like if you go, you leave your house and go for a vacation, and when you come back after months, you may walk into the house and see, oh, everything looks as I left it. Everything is prim and proper, everything in its place. But when you take a duster to dust, that's when you realize there is so much dust, right, accumulated. And as you're cleaning, you are able to see it more clearly. So in the same way, when we start praying, when we start chanting, you become aware of all the anger, the greed, the pride. So that way initially you may get overwhelmed. Oh my God, there is so much. But with the association of devotees, we learn that this is the process of cleaning. That as we are cleaning our hearts, we are getting more and more, we are able to see clearly. So prayer has a power to help us to overcome our weaknesses and gives us the strength to face the problems that will come in the path of our Krishna consciousness. And not only that, when we get overwhelmed due to life's challenges and the difficulties that we face in Grahastha life, there's one thing which the acharyas have given us. It's like a formula. And what is that formula? There are 3 things we have to have. Utsahat, which is enthusiasm, to stick to this process. Nishchayat, determination. With determination, we have to follow this process. And dhairyat, that is patience. Because without patience, we will get overwhelmed. Like sometimes when we clean the house, we get overwhelmed by all the dust and we get, so much work to do. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by all the challenges that we face in life. And it's natural for anybody, who is in this world, who is struggling to make 2 ends meet, work so hard, maintain a balance between material and spiritual life. It can become so overwhelming. So, utsaha, nishchayat and dhairya. So, the prayer, the path of bhakti gives us that hope. We should never lose hope. Because when we have hope, only then we can continue in this path of bhakti. So the prayer or as our safety net, it protects us from falling back into the cycle of karma, living like everyone else. Because everyone in this material world is struggling. And even in spiritual path, none of us can say that there is no struggle. But it's a different kind of struggle. The struggle is more internal. And internal struggle it's more difficult. Everyone may think, it's so easy. Your hand is in your bead bag and you're just looking so, it's so easy. the path seems very easy. Anyone can chant. But anybody who has taken to this path of bhakti, we have realized like last so many years we are chanting, but it is a struggle every day. Every morning you have to get up and you have to fight with your mind. And obviously you need strength to fight with your mind, right? And mind, as you know, Krishna says, it can be your best friend or it can be your worst enemy. So every day we have a choice to make. So it's easy if you're not, having any spiritual goals. People who are just having material goals just to be successful or have a big bank balance or that kind of goals who people have, for them, you know, their challenges are just totally on the material platform. But we are adding on, when we take to this challenge of bhakti, taking to the path of bhakti, along with all that, we are also taking this challenge of internally doing that struggle with ourselves. Struggling with all these anarthas which are there every day. Obviously, there is a difference in that materialistic goals are something which will be only in this material world, because everything else you have to leave and go. But our goals, those who are in the spiritual path, our goals are more higher. We are like aiming for the highest. We are aiming for Krishna's love, Krishna's lotus feet, which seems so high and it seems so difficult for any one of us to even reach. So sometimes it's easy to get overwhelmed. It's easy to get, lose hope. Really, am I really in the right path? Because we don't get the results immediately. But as Krishna says, that this path is a path of Shraddha, where you have to keep faith in the path of bhakti and continue in this path without giving up. So prayer is something which is part of our life, which is, in the material sense, we see prayer, people pray only when they need something. You see, if there is any exam time coming, there will be more crowd in the temple because they want, good young people suddenly start coming to temple when they want college admissions or, their exam results. So in people in the material world think prayer is nothing but like putting a shopping list in front of God. That these are all this is the list for this month. And, that's the way they approach prayer, to God. They connect God as like he's an order supplier. But Prabhupada says he is not an order supplier. Like, oh, you place an order and he will fulfill your order. Only when we come to the path of bhakti, I realize that, at least my personal experience is that he is not, you're not in a business relationship with Krishna. That I'll give you this and you give me a good husband or a good wife or a good job. Because when we come to the path of bhakti, we realize that Krishna is the end result of our prayer. We are aiming for something high. We are not aiming for just a comfortable life in this material world. Because that everyone is doing. Who is not doing that? But we are aiming for something higher, and that is getting the mercy of Krishna. Attaining to the lotus feet of Krishna. And that will come only when we see prayer as a means to purify our heart, means to connect with Krishna. We see prayer as a means to please Krishna and not our own pleasure. So many times when we chant japa also, we think that chanting is just for our happiness. Oh, today aaj kuch maza nahi aaya. But you are not aim. You are not chanting for yourself. Oh, I'm so disturbed, my chanting was not so good. I mean, but your chanting, your struggle that you chant, that is what Krishna wants to see. We are not chanting for our own self so that we feel peaceful or we feel. So many times our minds are so disturbed that we are not able to focus on our chanting. And this will keep happening. Nobody is perfect. But we have to understand that still we struggle, and the next day again we get up and again we take our beats. That's what Krishna wants. That is what is pleasing to Krishna. So prayer is something which is our means to connect with Krishna. So for his pleasure, not for our pleasure. So when we take to this process of bhakti, gradually, as the years go by, and it's nothing to do with how many years we are in Krishna consciousness. It is all about the mood that we approach, the process. Because the acharyas have given us that what is the mood of chanting? How should we approach chanting? Any ideas, any examples you would like to share? How should we be approaching, with what mood? Yes, a humble state of mind. That is one. Like a child crying for his parent, that's one more comparison, where how is a child who is really crying out for looking for his parent? Sometimes, children get lost, suddenly they start, they feel that desperate need, and they call out with so much desperation. So just like how a child calls out to Krishna, to his parent, that should be the mood of how we approach prayer. We have to feel desperate. We have to feel needy. Because if we don't approach it in that and in a very casual way, then we will not really benefit so much. Because in a humble state of mind, we are able to connect with Krishna, because he makes himself available more easily to because we know that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. That is the nature of Krishna. He will reciprocate with you according to how you reciprocate. So when you have an intense need, he will reciprocate in the same way. So basically, we are not perfect, but at least we can try to get that mood of urgency in our life when we are chanting, at least for some time. At least when we begin our chanting, we begin very enthusiastically. So we can start with a prayer, that please let me pray to you in the same mood. So I would like to share this 3 types of prayers, 3 ways how we can begin our prayers to Krishna, because the acharyas have given us a very nice method, and this is taken from S.B. Keshav Maharaj, who is going to come tonight, and he has given in his beautiful book from Bhagavatam that he has given us a synonym called of salt, because salt is like the most important ingredient but is never seen, right? Any beautiful dish that you prepare, and when you offer and when you eat something really tasty, do we say, oh, the salt is tasting very nice? We'll never talk about the salt. But if the salt wouldn't be there, then there would be no taste in the food, right? So salt is the most important ingredient, but it is always in the background. So similarly, prayers or our connection with Krishna is like the most important thing in our life of bhakti. So the first thing, S, stands for sorry. Saying, whenever we start our prayers, first we should offer our sorry to Krishna for all the offenses, for all the weaknesses, or for all the difficulties or struggles that we are having in Krishna consciousness, and all the anarthas that we are having. We offer our prayers asking for forgiveness, right? That is the first step towards connecting with Krishna, because that brings us into this humble state of mind that you were saying. Because unless we are humble, we cannot connect to Krishna, because a person who has a proud heart, it's unattractive to Krishna. It's a famous saying, pride comes before the fall. You know, we have to always remember that as devotees, that we should never become proud of anything, because everything we have is actually coming by the grace of devotees, by the grace of Guru. Nothing we have is coming, without their causeless mercy. So pride is something which is not at all attractive to Krishna. So having a humble heart is the first step towards connecting to Krishna. Shri Shri Neela Madhav ki, Radha Neela Madhav ki jai. Then the next step is, after we express our forgiveness, then we ask. A for ask. But ask what? Should we go with a shopping list before Krishna? Yes, we can go with a list, but instead of material things, we can ask for spiritual things, right? Ask for spiritual, our goals, our desires. If we just spiritualize them, all our material desires, we just dovetail it to Krishna, then those kind of desires, will attract Krishna, will attract Krishna's mercy. Because what is the point of asking for things, material things? Will that really give us any happiness? At least those who have come into Krishna consciousness, we have understood one thing, that everything will come only according to your prarabdha. Just like it said, how much ever you work hard, whatever is there in your karma, only that you will receive. You cannot, and what has to go will go anyways. And as devotees, sometimes we under that illusion that, oh, just because we are devotees, everything is going to be perfect now. It is not true. Because Krishna will test according to your, progress in spiritual life. So many times Krishna takes away so many things. But it is meant to bring us closer to Krishna. We may not understand at that time, but actually it is meant to bring us closer to Krishna. So it's better that when we approach Krishna to ask, better to ask for the highest thing. And what is the highest thing? Krishna himself. Because Krishna gives everything very easily, except himself. And those who practice the path of bhakti, those who chant the holy name, he makes himself gradually, he gives himself through the holy name. So that is the rarest thing. So we have to just have a choice what you want to ask from Krishna. And then L is listen. Keshav Maharaj is saying, listen to what, after you ask, Krishna reciprocates. He answers your prayers. He gives you answers. But are you ready to listen? Are we keeping our hearts and minds open to listen how Krishna wants to reciprocate? So when we are chanting, when we are meditating on the holy names, we should keep our hearts open to listen, because Krishna is trying to communicate from within. But we are not able to reciprocate. We are not able to hear what he is saying. And last is T. T is total surrender. And once you get that connection with Krishna, you will see that it will become very, very easy to surrender to Krishna's desires, Krishna's plan, and Krishna's, whatever Krishna is offering you in your life. And when we reach that stage in our prayer where we are ready to accept whatever is happening in our life as Krishna's mercy, that will be the, day we will actually experience peace in our life. Peace and really satisfaction. The only problem why we are so restless or so is because we are resisting. We are resisting so much because we are not able to see Krishna's hand in our life. And I know it is difficult. It's not so easy when we are, going through the challenges in our life. But because we are in the path of bhakti, and if we make this a everyday practice of praying with this SALT, salt, mood, we start our prayer every day in this mood, then gradually we will be able to understand how Krishna is, orchestrating our life. And with only one intention. Krishna has only one intention. We may have, 1,000 things. We don't have any one-pointed determination, but Krishna has a one-pointed determination. And that is to somehow bring us to his lotus feet. We are not having that. We are completely many-branched. We are totally distracted. But Krishna has only one and one goal in his life. He wants each one of us back to his lotus feet in his association. So whatever he does is actually just for that. Only we are not able to see it. But as we, make this process of prayer our safety net, really take shelter of this prayer as our only safety net in this material world, in this age of Kali Yuga. Only thing which will save us, only thing which will protect us. If we really see it in that mood, then we'll understand that if we just follow this process, the salt, and gradually come to the stage where we will be able to see Krishna in our life at every step, how he is facilitating every step, how he is protecting every step, how he is orchestrating our life so that gradually we can come back to him. It may not happen in quick, maybe not this lifetime, maybe take many lifetimes, but we have to have this hope and faith that if we continue this path of bhakti, this path of prayer, then we will ultimately reach Krishna's lotus feet someday. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Is there any questions? Anybody would like to share something? Your own points, or if you...
So Krishna would basically. That's why I didn't turn this on because I know the feedback.
Um,
So yeah, so Krishna, the child wants instant kind of gratification.
instant gratification, yeah.
So in that case, would we say sorry first and then show the desperation?
No, actually, mood of a child meaning the desperate need for shelter. Actually, when the child is crying for the parent is crying for shelter, that feeling of protection. So, so yes, one should have that mood of, taking shelter of the Lord. And when you are taking shelter, you have to feel sorry for all the, you know, first only then you will even approach. Unless you feel sorry for all the times that you have been, the fact that we are in this material world is because we have rebelled against. We wanted to enjoy separate from God. So when we are asking for forgiveness is unless you feel that I want to now turn towards you, Krishna. I want your shelter. I have been taking shelter of all these material things or, for my enjoyment for so long, sense gratification. But now I turn to you with, with intense desire. Because unless we have that mood, you will not be able to even take shelter of Krishna. You have to come to that stage of what you call giving up in this material world. That's when, yeah. Surrender is a very high stage, but first is the fed up stage where you are fed up with this material world. Where you realize all your mistakes, you mess that we have created. You have to come to that stage that I have messed up. I'm sorry. Now I have to turn to Krishna for real shelter. Any other? It will be there still, because we are there in the, it is not, yeah, they will be there only. It's just like, the only way to protect ourselves from that. You can only protect yourself. Get the strength to, not get swept away by the ill effects of Kali Yuga. Because, we all experience that we are in the middle of it. So, when we are praying, when we are every day doing our sadhana, it actually gives us that protection. But it doesn't make it go away. It cannot magically go away. In the beginning, devotees thought that, oh, all the suffering will just vanish as soon as you start chanting. But it's not that it just vanishes. Krishna gives you the strength to face the problems. So when we pray, we get the strength to face the. Anything else? Yeah. Chalega, try it. Actually, it should be a combination of both, because when we chant the prayers of Kunti Maharani and all these great devotees in Srimad Bhagavatam, actually just their prayers, the mood with which they have prayed, it purifies us so much. It really can inspire us so much. So even chanting the prayers, reading or understanding the mood of Kunti Maharani and Brahma's prayers and so many prayers, it also gives us a way how we should approach. It teaches us. It is teaching us so many lessons. We cannot be up to, of course, the level of Kunti Maharani, where she is praying Vipada Santuta Shashwat Tatra Tatra Jagat Puru. Even she's praying for all the challenges and difficulties and struggles. Nobody prays like that in this material world. We pray the opposite. So, but at least we can learn, from her, and just by chanting her prayers, reading her prayers, it purifies us. But rather, Prabhupada has given us this very simple prayer. He has given us the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and the meaning of the mantra is what? Hey Radha, hey Krishna, please engage me in your devotional service. As simple as that. It's so simple. And as genuinely, as sincerely as possible, we should really pray that please engage me in your devotional service. Because that's all that is needed. Because Prabhupada has said that if our only prayer is for service, that's all that we need to really aim for in this life. And just through service, everything will be, Krishna will give us everything or purify us in every way just through that. So we should just pray for service and with a genuine heart pray to Guru. Basically, we have to pray to Guru for, giving us that, because everything will come through Guru only. We cannot directly approach Krishna. We have to go through Krishna, through the Guru. So whatever our prayers are should be channeled through our spiritual teachers. That is the best way to pray. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, just a reflection. First of all, the bhajan you sang, so beautifully you sang.
Thank you.
It
Thank you.
completely touched my heart and
Thank you.
took me to Vrindavan, the way I see Vrindavan. So
Yeah.
it was just mesmerizing. Also, wonderful class. So many takeaways from your class. But just two things I want to mention specifically. The first one is to not be casual in the devotion service. So much has been given by Prabhupada so easily, so mercifully. And we have to treasure it. We don't have to be casual about it. That's first thing. The other thing I want to mention, which you said, is seeing Krishna's hand in everything. So a lot of times the situations is just like upside down from whatever point of view. But noticing how Krishna is planning everything, that could be very empowering.
Yeah.
And that could give us immense peace. So thank you so much for such a wonderful class.
Thank you.
We
Thank
hope to
you.
see you again visiting Seattle and listening to your beautiful bhajans.
It's all mercy of devotees where I'm here, thanks to them. But I really, when you said that, I wanted to tell that being in this great country, where Srila Prabhupada began this process of Krishna consciousness, where he took so much difficulty to come here, I feel you have a special service of not taking it casually, this mercy, that I feel as if all of you who are staying here and working here, you have the opportunity to take Srila Prabhupada's mission forward, for which he took so much efforts to come here. He wanted to help the Western world who have no other hope other than the holy name. This, without Prabhupada, it would have really been such a, uh, it would have been impossible for them. But so much we change we see here, the impact that Srila Prabhupada has created in this country. You are like the people who are going to carry it forward. I really feel that's why you should not take it casually. You have to really take it in a missionary spirit, because Srila Prabhupada came here with a missionary spirit. If you become comfortable and casual and think, oh, this is a wonderful chance to just create a kind of a social network, just like how in India everybody sees bhakti or religion as, they don't see with the same intensity as what Srila Prabhupada wanted. Everybody is happy in their own social, you know. If we get lost in that, then we are losing the opportunity, of really benefiting from this legacy that Srila Prabhupada has given all of you. So, this is what I really feel, that each one of you and even the future generation, has got such a mercy from Srila Prabhupada that you can be like the medium to give this bhakti to the people here around you. Just like how Prabhupada, one person came here and transformed so many people's lives. So every person here, especially the second generation, the third generation, you have this being passed on to you. So I hope that you all can continue this path of bhakti here and spread the mission in this country.
Mataji, one thing just wanted to add. She's my wife. So what my wife was talking about, not taking it casually. You mentioned about the opportunity. With the opportunity comes responsibility. So today, so we go for Sankirtan every Saturday. And today we went to an ocean front here in Seattle, Alkai Beach, and our Guru Maharaj also came. And he brought with him, with the Sankirtan team, Radhika, a calf. She is 9 months or 8 months old. And Guru Maharaj, even though with his health, he is with Holiness Harivilas Maharaj. He was walking with the calf Radhika and almost reaching out to as many people sitting on the ocean front on the beach. And those people were just enjoying, listening to music. And we were doing Sankirtan, we were playing Mridangas and we were singing. And we were distributing burritos and Prabhupada's book. So people, we were able to get their attention. Then they kind of forgot about what they were doing. They took out their cameras, they started recording, they started taking some pictures and recording what we were doing. And they were curious. And Guru Maharaj was taking Radhika and talking about cow protection. How do we,
Wow.
you know,
Yeah,
how do we
amazing.
save the cows? How do we protect the cows? The cows who have been abandoned, cows who have been kind of, tortured. And so it was, yes, I mean, it's
Such a powerful impact
very
just
powerful
by
impact
taking the calf to the beach,
to the beach, and people were walking with their dogs, but here Guru Maharaj is walking with a calf.
and just the fact that all the people get the darshan of the cows, even if they touch the cow,
They were,
they
yes,
will benefit so much.
exactly, the Westerners, I mean the white people, they were coming in, and their kids were touching the calf, people were touching the calf, and my wife met two women, and she was giving them she had a conversation with them, and they were asking, she was talking about the books and mantras and other things. So she gave them the higher test book, and they were from Pakistan, right? So they wanted the higher test book. They said, yes, we want to read this book.
such mercy, yeah. It's such a powerful way to really connect. Taking the calf is like a amazing brainwave, like the best way to really preach. Yeah,
Maharaj was not, there was no fear, there was no shy, that, yeah, he was just walking with the calf and talking to each and everyone, handing out burritos, handing out books, so
I mean they are actually the real, what you call, stalwart.
yes, Prabhupada army.
Yeah, they are from. So we have to just follow them. That's it. We have to just follow them. And if you just follow them, you will be, your life will be perfect. So amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm wanted to invite all of you to Govardhan Eco Village. Ever if you come to India, please let me know. And there are handouts of the project. We are working with Govardhan Skill Center. We are empowering the village tribal boys and girls. It is the vision of Radhanath Swami Maharaj that by giving them skills and giving them a safe place where they can learn skills, at the same time get bhakti, when their life is transformed, when they become self-sufficient, they will be naturally attracted to Krishna consciousness. So it's like a school where we are giving these skills to women. So please take the handouts, and whatever way you can help, please come to and visit when you come to India. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Ha ha. There are just some women are making certain products. So if you can see. Yeah, it's just by donation, whatever you would like to support. You can pick up anything that you like.
We would like to thank
Hare
Mataji
Krishna. Thank
for
you.
coming here and giving such a wonderful lecture. Prabhu is talking and Mataji is talking. Yeah, the Mata is talking. So coming the prayer, talk on the prayer coming from women, because we know that women, they nurture so much of love within their heart, and so that is material. So it's coming from the heart, and we all can learn from that. And we know that without the prayer, we cannot go to Krishna. Right? We have to
Yeah.
learn the way, either way. Thank you, Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
for coming here.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So we'll chant Three Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you.